Ladies and gentlemen, we have a debate. So here's the deal. Wait, seriously, now? Oh, whatever. So what we have to do is we have to walk up here, and we have to do this. Now, I don't know if that dragged you. It should, hypothetically. If it didn't, I have to do something else, and that's fine.
Bram, didn't realize you were still out this way.
Timmy put me to work helping her scientists. Place is bleeding destroyers.
There it is.
Most portals in and out of Radasuna have been shut down.
Hang on.
Heart of the city.
Let me see if I can drag. Give me a sec. This is arguably gonna be worse, but that's okay. We might be able to make this work. So let's see if this drags you. Okay, round 2. Yeah, okay, I know that drags you because I got the pop-up for that. So, this is gonna suck, but I think we got this.
Bram, didn't realize you were still out this way.
Timmy put me to work helping her scientists. Place is bleeding destroyers. Her teams are spread all over these labs. Most portals in and out of Radasuma have been shut down. No one wants destroyers getting into the heart of the city.
This area isn't easy to defend. We should get these people back inside the city walls.
Yeah, make sure no destroyers follow them through the portal.
Okay, so, the first thing we do is we do stuff. Pretty similar to your typical meta setup. Do mini events to set up for the big events, right? So just do stuff. Evacuate scientists, repair golems, kill destroyers. You don't have to stick with the group unless you're having issues. I am on probably one of my weakest characters right now. I mean, she does good numbers, but she has no tank at all. So I'm gonna go with Pax. And just kind of be a dual kill setup there. On the plus side, I say this is going to suck. Actually, this is going to be great. Because we're going to be done with Icebrood not too awful long from now. I'm actually curious how long this is going to take. I anticipate it will not be long. What she said. Eh. 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 That's starting. If you have anyone following you, drag him to the square at the beginning of the map. Oh, and make sure you get your reinforced armor. Which I think I have. I do, but I only have 4 hours left. Better refresh it. I have the wrong mount on. Let's fix that really quick.
Glad that's over.
There we go. That's a proper Mesmer one. Okay, let me grab a toolbox. Oh, they're definitely still mad at you as Master. 100%. Wait, you went with the correct choice for the Demon Hunter story arc, right? Right. Okay. Whew. I love how it's right in his name. You could go with someone named Death Destructo, or someone whose name is Altruist. I mean, come on. So, if I'm remembering correctly, if we were in a public group, which we obviously are not, as soon as we finish that event right there, this is now locked in. No new players could enter. Feel free to check me on this if I'm wrong.
We have the perfect size force to head into the caverns.
As usual.
You said to get people out. We have time for a research expedition?
Half these folks will guard the portal and help the evacuation. But we've got a rare chance to get some even rarer data. Nothing like dwarven alchemists to mix up something nasty to exterminate a few destroyers with extreme prejudice.
We're here to help.
Oh, this way, right. Public-private is exactly what it sounds like, by the way. Public is just an open arena that anybody can join until it gets locked down. Private is, you know, private instance group. With however many you happen to have with you. I believe these cap at 10. Don't quote me on that.
You just point the way. We'll do the rest.
Is it just me or Scruffy has been lifting? Jesus. Scruffy 2.
Signal from deeper in the caves. It's one I haven't been able to duplicate consistently in the lab. Ryland and Jormag are waiting on my analysis. My findings could help them kill the fire dragon.
Wait, you're okay with this alliance?
If it means stopping Primordus, you're not?
An elder dragon is an elder dragon. Jormag can't be taken lightly.
Jormag's not the one pinging my instrument. Come on.
Yeah, they're too smart for that. Yeah, Timey's been mostly absent the recent stuff, too. Clearly, that's the real reason it sucks.
Primordus is all hunger and destruction. At least Jormag can be spoken with, reasoned with.
Ever tried to chat up Icebrood? It doesn't work. They just start smashing stuff.
What about the Swanir? Frost Legion? Yeah, scary fanatics, but mostly intelligent. And now Ryland controls them.
Ryland. That's exactly how Jormag gets to you. Talking, seeming reasonable. Prophecy says I kill the ice dragon or they kill me. Doesn't sound very reasonable.
In most circumstances, Bram would be kind of in the wrong here. Like, think about it. Stubbornly insisting that a prophecy dictates reality.
Isn't this far enough?
Leaning towards traditionalism instead of anything, like, as far as progressivism.
And we're definitely getting warmer. There is precedent for a rational elder dragon, Oreen, and enemies can become friends. Look at Ritlock and Logan.
Pretty small sample size.
Like, I hate to keep banging on this stupid drum,
Destroy one another.
but Timey is... They're strategically using Timey to make Bram look more smart here. You notice that? Oh, yeah, Mastery, by the way, if you haven't gotten it. Sorry, I'm going to try to point out a couple of these as we go, if anybody needs them. It's Icebrood Mastery. No, you see what I mean, Mr. Red, right? They're using Timey to make Bram seem smarter. He's right here, by the way. Capital R, right. Despite all logic and reason.
pretty sure Jormag won't play along. We may have no choice but to help them kill Primordus. Before, we had guesses. Now, we have knowledge. Jormag's been very forthcoming. Did you know the two dragons are twins?
Jormag lies. That's their whole thing. This is getting rough. How many more pings do you really need?
And that's why I want reinforcements. Oh, this is the spot. Strongest readings yet. Look, Bram, I get where you're coming from, I do. But even if Jormag's lying, the data doesn't. Jormag's not the one burning our world, killing our people, destroying our homes. Primordus is.
Jormag terrorized the Norn. Made us run. Remember? Run or die?
But you're still there, in the mountains and snow. We had to abandon everything, and we're not the only ones.
Yeah, the dialogue here is not great, and putting this in Timey's mouth... Yeah, this is dry exposition for plot beats. Some people probably don't even...
Threatening you, but that is...
Like, Timey is really coming on hard here, and you notice that little tidbit, right? Whoops. Trying to make it seem like Timey is actually the reasonable one here, and that he's the unreasonable one. But no, he's actually the one who's right here. God, this just sticks in my craw. I hate to keep hammering this point on, but in my defense, that's what they're doing. Whoa. I love invuln state phases. Ah, yeah. Feel that invuln. Feel that invuln. Yep.
Got what you came for, Timey. Let's get you back through the portal.
Like, Timey straight up yelled at Bram. And I know what you're thinking. Yeah, wouldn't you? But she never has. Not once. And she actually lost her temper at Bram. I honestly think this is out of character for her. This whole thing. And it's just being done to pump him up again. Him up again.
This destroyer's spiking crazy energy. I need to stick with it longer. Keep it busy. For the data.
Oh yeah, by the way, just to complain about it. You know how Timey has a serious degenerative disease that they had a whole cutscene talking about? That's going to kill her in an unknown period of time. That's never mentioned again. I'm pretty sure it was straight up an abandoned plot thread. Or if it is, I missed it somewhere. Which is possible.
So did we.
Let's head it over there.
That doesn't even make sense. The portal's over here. Destroyers definitely do not have reason. New algorithms almost locked on. Hold on a
No
sec.
time. It's calling. Commander, come on.
No, J. Palmer. That would actually be funny, Vigilant. Alright, I'm back. Disease is defeated. I just had to die first. That's how we deal with fatal illnesses in the future. We just die and then get back up. Illness passed.
Every destroyer in the area is converging. Peacemakers, Asura, fight!
Way overshot that. You can tell I'm not used to the workflow.
Incredible. The destroyers are all blink. Their energy signatures read as Primordus whenever they attacked. I wonder if their connection to him strengthens when they burn.
Stop pretending you're not afraid.
Of course I'm afraid! So are you! The difference is, what I'm afraid of is actively trying to burn down my gates! I'm not saying you're wrong. We can deal with Jormag later if it comes to that. But Primordus is the threat right now!
Bram, you knew where a big destroyer was going to be. For the second time. How did you...
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with me.
Timey was right. We're all scared. We face the threats as they come. It's all we can do. And if Jormag becomes a threat again, we'll face that too. Believe me, you're not the only one with doubts.
Let me know when Timmy tells you the next hotspot. I'll help wherever I'm needed.
Okay, so we did it. Woo! Alright, now. We need to discuss how many negatives we give this. And I mean this. This is an actual discussion I'd like to have, okay? Because here's the deal. No, that wasn't painful. So, this first quest is to do 3 of those.
You read? Watchful Source is about to become the next destroyer hotspot.
Sylvari lands. Get word to Kaith.
I'm already here, and so are the destroyers. Come quickly.
Sounds like you'll need more help. I'll see what I can scrounge.
When I say this, I'm not speaking hyperbolically. Literally, we just finished. And 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of dialogue later, the next quest is to go do the next Dragon Response mission. This is the MSQ. The rest of Champions, not counting the last step, is just do 10 Dragon Response missions. There's actually 1 interruption in the middle, but other than that 1 interruption, it is 10 in a row. That's it. That's the MSQ. Now, this is a negative, 100%. This sucked back in the day, and it sucks even more now, frankly. And this is MSQ, to be very clear. This is primary, main story quest. Go straight down the line and do it. It's pretty similar to something they've been doing. What in the world is that? Oh, it's that stupid sunset. Giga's not here to show us the real swimwear. Yeah, it's just, yeah, oh my god, You'll also notice that the story in these is not what you'd call engaging. If I just skipped right past all of these, you'd honestly not really be missing anything. Okay, we go this place, and yeah, all of these follow the same pattern. Every single one of these is the same pattern. You go into an open zone, you do a couple of local events. Once those conclude, once the bar fills, you go ahead and start the actual mission, which is go to a place with a character, fight a mini-boss, follow the mini-boss, defeat the boss. Boom. That's all of the Dragon Response missions. These are threadbare, to be quite frank. Honestly, these would usually qualify as something like tasks, if not for the fact that they are literally MSQ. So how many negatives do we give this? I should also mention, by the way, that there's another thing to be kept in mind. We happen to have a group. Yay! That's awesome. Thank you, everyone, for helping me with this. What if we didn't? Which is not a hard thing to think about. Well, that's easy. You just go into a public area. So let me explain how this works, because I've actually experienced this. So if you go into a public zone, it's probably not going to have anyone in it, because most people don't really do Dragon Response missions. And if they do, they probably aren't doing them whenever you're doing them. So good luck getting a freaking group. You can do the first step and lock down the instance by yourself, maybe with 2 people, but then you have to go fight the boss, and that sucks. And then you have to fight the real boss, and that sucks more. And it's just, no, it's not a game over, it's just a slog. That's, of course, that is assuming you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing, you know how you're doing it, you know why you're doing it. You know, you've got a build, you've got some kind of gear, you're good. What is this? Oh, yeah, the, this is a mace. So if you don't know what you're doing, you don't have a particularly good build, you are basically going to be quitting Icebrood at this exact step. So in the interest of showcasing, if people are up for it, I don't mind doing these on camera, because we ran through that pretty quickly. But we need to decide how many negatives this is, because that is the only question mark here. How bad is this? "10 dungeons in a row is, first of all, is awful. Let's just start with that. the fact that you can't really solo any of this stuff is even worse. Like, this is a group wall. And I know that's a weird thing to call out in an MMO, but think about how few group walls, really, are in Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 also goes out of its way to make it likely that people will do a lot of the other stuff that mandates groups, like metas. Metas happen constantly. There's almost always a group for a meta, even in the middle of the night. These?
Let's do what we can do.
Honestly, I agree, Blade Ball. That is a good precedence to have. Yeah, if this was just one meta, I probably wouldn't even be giving a negative. It's like, oh, okay, go do a meta. We're good. Fun fact, the last step after the 10 Dragon Response missions is go do a meta. Unfortunately, I rather suddenly have to AFK for a few minutes, and for that I do apologize. Oh god, Pax is right. It's doing a frickin' heart. Oh god, it's even worse. Except it's doing a heart that you have trouble soloing. I'll be right back.
The area is cleared, for now.
This village won't withstand another attack.
If we can trace these destroyers back to their source, perhaps we can cut them off for good.
Steelcatcher?
Asura said some Silvari were under attack. Your range case?
Something like that.
Where's your Frost Legion?
Overkill. Think you'll find me more than sufficient. Unless you don't want my help saving these people. That doesn't sound like you, Commander.
Appreciate the extra hand. Time is of the essence. This way.
Apologies. Alright, Case. Let's do this.
So you're Ritlock's son?
Technically, the least important thing about me. You should care more about the salient parts.
Such as?
Such as, we're the only 3 people in the world who know what it's like to be close to an elder dragon.
Changes you. It's like finding your purpose. Feeling.
I didn't find my purpose. I made it.
Jormag implied you two have some sort of mind map.
Jormag sees me.
A dragon's
She's
voice
my
can
worth.
be seductive.
Were you coerced? Was Kane? I have agency, thank you. I can make my own choices. No persuasion needed.
The commander's right to be wary. When it comes to elder dragons, Aurene is often the exception, not the rule.
You've been the dragon champion for a while, Commander. Spotlight, that's gotta chafe.
Yes, his dick is that small that he insists on trying to go for the ego play. God, he is so dumb. Stay hydrated is way too hot today. And is going to be for the next, like, month. Or 20.
Sound surprised.
I'd heard the Crystal Bloom aren't big on frontline fighting.
Support can take many forms. Like Aurene, we focus on healing and restoration. The world needs stability, order.
Who defines order? Who controls it?
It's not about control. It's about the responsibility we all have to one another.
You're telling me Aurene's got all that power? She won't even use it.
She supports us in ways she deems appropriate.
Playing defense just preserves the status quo. You don't lose anything. You also don't gain anything.
I don't see Jormag playing offense against Primordus. Seems to me your Elder Dragon's more about hiding, whispering.
Waiting for the right moment to strike isn't hiding. Every attack needs a strategy.
How does this fit into your strategy? You've already betrayed one ally.
Vanguard's a relic. He thinks the world is a much smaller place than it is. We know different.
One thing I do kind of like about Ryland here is he's got an answer for every argument, but all of his own counter-arguments are contradictory to himself. At the end of the day, he really is just a punk teenager who has no idea what he's doing and no idea what he's saying. But he's really, really sick of it. So he does what most punks do.
This is most remarkable.
Damn it. Look away for 1 second. I mean, he literally has said that, Mr. Red. To both his parents. I don't want to spoil too much, but I like her response to him later. We won't get there for a minute, though. Game, could you hurry this up a little bit, please? That's all I'm asking. Just a bit. Just please.
Which way?
Forward. This second path leads back to the village.
Just the one. You can handle that, right, Commander?
I mean, yeah. Is that supposed to be a taunt?
Yes, you do need me. Take out those fishers.
By the way, I'm sure you've noticed this, but... And I've already kind of called attention to this. Bram and Ryland are kind of painted with the same cloth of this entire story arc. The game just cannot stop trying to portray both of them as being much better than they are. Smarter, stronger, more capable, more wise. Just better. With some real polish in the writing, this probably could work. As is, it's just irritating. To me. But not to Blade. I don't know, Mr. Red. I don't think even Ryland is as good as the Inquest Lich, who started her own prophecy about herself. And actually invented death magic and taught it to Palova Jogo.
Stop any more from showing up. Thank you all for your help.
The powers Aurene gave you work today. But you'll face worse before it's over. Terria's gonna need more than healing when Primordus comes.
I wish Aurene were taking a more active role. She's hesitating, and I'm not sure why.
She's experienced a lot in her short life. Perhaps more than you or I ever will. Certainly, we never will. But I trust she has reasons for the choices she makes. More than that, I have faith in her. Have faith, Commander.
Sure. Okay, well, who's excited for the next extremely engaging, invigorating MSQ? Now, this is main story, okay? So whatever it is, it's going to be very plot-centric, very... I can't, I'm sorry. I can't even. Oh, man. Yeah, I saw that, Goldrum. We were actually shrekking that thing.
Hello. It's been a long time, Commander.
Too long, Jory. How are you?
I was doing a lot better before destroyers started crawling outside Lion's Arch.
Destroyers. No Frost Legion?
No? Why? Think we should give him a call? Make this a real party?
Funny. Are these the new destroyers?
Showing up all over the Gandaran fields, moving into position. Fortunately, Javi's brought the Vigil to help evacuate. Also sent word that any other allied faction in the area would be most appreciated. Hopefully they show.
The more the merrier. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Those wings look really weird. Every now and then I see a new set of wings, and I'm like, what the hell are those things? Alright. Hi, off the deeper end. I will freely admit these are fine if you get a group going, and they are. But you probably see the problem, right? We're 2 into 10.
Commander, thanks for coming. We've been setting up barricades where we can, but we're short on people. The destroyers are focused on the fields ahead. If they take them, it's a straight shot to Lion's Arch. That can't happen.
I'm farther ahead, Commander, at the Ascalonian settlement.
Marjorie, I told you to fall back and regroup near the gates.
And I told you that won't happen. I won't abandon these people because their livelihoods are strategically inconvenient.
No time to argue. Commander, help us clear the fields and get the survivors to safety.
Wait a minute. Where's Apple Kid? No! Apple Kid's gone! We're on mission 3. We're through mission 2. Plate 12. So we are 1/5 of the way through this. Now, we have a really weird... Oh, this is pure busy work. See, that's the problem. It's Dragon Age 2 syndrome. I came up with an entire freaking thing to describe this. Dragon Age 2 syndrome is when something is fun, but simple. And as a direct consequence of it being both fun and simple, it's boring the more you have to do it, the more the game forces you to do it. Even if it had just been 3 of these, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. Like, by the time we get to the 3rd one, it's like, okay, come on, let's go. But then you do the 3rd one, you move on with the quests. Cool, awesome. But that's not what it is. It's 10. And that is the biggest problem, Jay Palmer. So you say if we had Group Finder, would this work? I mean, we kind of do have Group Finder. It's just nobody's doing them. You have to remember, one of the benefits of the roulette system over in FF14 is there's a baked-in incentive to get players constantly using the roulettes. That means if you look for a group, there is a group looking for you. People don't do Dragon Response missions, or at least not in my experience. I look forward to being proven wrong in this fact. Oh, right. The fire's in town and stuff. Okay. Just come here for a second. It kind of does. In fact, Blade Tavon, I'm curious of something. How does this compare to Abyssia in your experience? Because you know way better than I do. Hey. Hey. By the way, this is part of what I mean when I say that Icebrood kind of failed at the outro. I count this as part of the outro. Remember, this is the last quest. Not a good comparison? Okay. I blame Mr. Red. Mr. Red, how dare you? How could you do this? I trusted you, Mr. Red. Jai Mortis. Frickin' Jai Mortis. Always getting in the way.
Gods. Destroyers on the move. They're swarming the Ascalonian settlement. Where are those reinforcements?
Fall back to Lion's Arch. You know we can't save everyone.
These settlers lost everything once already, Javi. This isn't what I signed up for, and neither did you.
Damn it! Vigil, reinforce the settlement. Move it!
The Nord! They're here! Those shapeshifters can help us deal with the destroyers.
I do love how raptors have just kind of become commonplace ever since we went to Alona. I like to think we helped arrange like an export of raptors. Alright, I challenge you in a different way, Blade Javal. What is an FF11 equivalent of this? Doing what is essentially the same mission 10 times in a row as part of a main story quest. Oh, I vibed that, brave one. I am more or less constantly fighting off a headache. That's why I need to stay hydrated. I've got water right here. I'm drinking, I'm drinking.
We need to cut off those destroyer tunnels. Don't give them a chance to regroup.
Oh my gosh, Kaining's about to have a blackout. Sorry, I've got the event timer up because... Well, the other problem we're going to run into is Dragonstorm. Look, it's fine, it's fine. Just let him go hunt for a while, Arspruce. Raptors can forage, right? Oh, Jesus, Colgrim, I'm sorry. I don't remember. Pax, did we do any of these too, man? I legitimately don't remember. We did these when they were relatively new, so I remember there was a bit of, like, people doing them. But yeah, I was about to say, I feel like we did have to duo a couple of these. And I remember that because it sucked. I was on this character, and while this character was a lot tankier back then, they did a lot less DPS. So Pax was pretty much carrying. So, just to be clear, Bleacher, what I'm hearing is FF11 doesn't have anything as bad as the Dragon Response missions. We did it, Mr. Red. You won. You proved that FF11 is the superior game. We're over at the town, Pilgrim. I know it has worse. I've played it. Uh-oh, I'm ready, Blade Javal. I'm ready. Strike me down. Get rid of my headache. Leave Blade Javal to die. Don't actually do that. That would be awful. Oh, that would be awful, Blade Javal. That would probably actually kill Guild Wars 2, right there. See, the thing is, some MMOs are designed around gear constantly upgrading. In fact, both FF14 and WoW are completely designed around that concept. So, when you replace Season 1 with Season 2, and Season 2 with Season 3, and then Season 3 with the next expansion, it's not a big deal. There's mechanisms built into the game, there's progression loops, etc., etc. Getting new gear is not a big deal. In Guild Wars 2, we've been capped on gear since, what, 2016? I think I might actually be lowballing that. 2012, good lord. Yeah, I was gonna say, since whatever the Ascended gear came out, exactly. Which I don't remember when that was. God. It's terrible, Blade Javal. Yeah, legendaries were, like, at launch, weren't they? I don't actually remember. Yeah, speaking of which, I noticed I have to do missions, quests, to raise my level cap in FF11 frequently. really making me regret the decision to allow that game, I'm just saying. Jesus Christ, I have to do 25 quests. Is it per class? Because if it's per class, I might actually bow out of that run immediately.
Okay, if that's how you want to play it.
Okay, just... Oh man, I love tedious fetch quests. What would life be like without tedious fetch quests? Suddenly we just have like a vague segue to like a perfect idealistic future where the entire world is better because no one ever invented tedious fetch quests. Damn it, Bragman. Wait, you're not Bragman. You're not Bragman at all! Damn it, Linerith. Trying to disguise yourself as Bragman. I see how this is. Who am I a positive influence on? No one. Who's a positive influence on me? I'm gonna go with my nieces. So this game doesn't really have something like Mythic Plus. What it does have is fractals. Fractals are a little bit closer to delves in terms of construction. And, oh yeah, it does also have challenge modes. I actually forgot about that. Challenge modes are exactly what they sound like. But I don't know if anything in this game approaches Mythic Plus. This is when I kind of hand this question over to people who know this game better than I do.
More destroyers popping up. Watch your feet and stay on the move.
Destroyer reinforcements! Don't let them get the drop on you!
Typical.
So, perhaps I should explain Mythic Plus for the Xenon work. Okay, so you do a Mythic Dungeon, and you gain a key as a result of doing that Mythic Dungeon. That key is of a certain level, and a certain specific dungeon, say, Bob's Pancake Eatery. And it's a 3, so that's a Mythic 3, okay? So that increases the overall difficulty up to Mythic 3, and once you do that, you have a timer, along with a death counter, and a kill counter, and a couple other little requirements. And the faster and better you do the dungeon, the greater chance you have of upgrading that key into an even higher number key. Higher Mythics give better rewards, both cosmetically and in terms of gear. I don't know if there's really a cap on Mythic Pluses. Like, a lot of people talk about 15s as the thing to aim for. There's also new mechanics and new... So, no mechanics on bosses just for being in Mythic. And then new suffixes, new debuffs and buffs that hit the entire dungeon simply for being on a specific Mythic Plus. I'm probably missing a few details there, but I think you get it. But yeah, I figure fractals and going up the fractal chain up to fractal 100 is probably as close to that as we have here. They do, J. Palmer, yes. Almost assuredly, Blatevall. I don't know which one was first, honestly. I think it was Diablo 3. But definitely taking some vibes from each other there.
Next time I give you an order, Jory, I need you to follow it. If we want to beat Primordus...
We aren't just fighting Primordus. When we win, we need to be able to live with the decisions we made. If we abandon the weak, what's that say about the world we're fighting for? What's even the point?
And if we all die fighting, those ideals won't matter. There's a line. We need to be on the right side of it.
And today we were. Primordus tried to surprise us. He failed. Good work, all of you.
You too, Commander. And thanks.
Of course, Colburn.
Hey, Commander. You sure we're not punching Frost Legion?
Not unless they do something that crosses the line again. Not to mention the destroyers are getting worse.
Guess fighting on two fronts isn't the best plan. Let me know if you change your mind. Or if Aurene has any news.
I think... I'm not into it personally. Just go. I think that Guild Wars 2 is a very good PvE game. As far as M+, you're just not going to find the same kind of stuff here. Now, they do have fractals, which we've already mentioned, raids, and strike missions. All of that is stuff that you can actually go and do and enjoy and, you know, have fun with as far as actually challenging content. I would say, yeah. The biggest problem with this game is all of this stuff is individually sold. So, you get these two for free, right? They suck, skip them. This stuff you have to buy piece by piece, and which ones are worth purchasing. If you're really unsure about trying out Guild Wars 2, I actually do have a recommendation, which I've built up over the last couple of weeks as I've been streaming this game. Buy Path of Fire. You'll get Heart of Thorns with it, but buy Path of Fire. It's actually on sale right now. And try out Path of Fire. If you like that, if you like going through that particular story arc, then you probably do actually enjoy this game. If you don't, wow, that is blindingly bright, Jesus.
As bad as we were afraid things could get, they're worse.
Jormag's been tapping at the window, so to speak, to get my attention.
What do they want?
Jormag loves to talk. I'm sure you've noticed. And I like talking to them. Maybe too much. Best not to answer.
Wise.
I don't think Jormag's the ignore them and they'll go away type.
No, but easier to stay on guard with my champion beside me. All right. Let's see what they want.
Millennia with no one to talk to. I finally find a worthy interlocutor, and now you won't answer. You woo me, Aurene. Surely you too crave more stimulating conversation than mortals can provide. Unless... Oh, dragon of crystal and light. Do I intimidate you?
I promise you, that's not it.
You want Aurene on your side. Why?
You face the least of what Primordus will bring. The death and destruction will make mortal wars seem as dreams. So Primordus has to die. And when he is dead, I will be free.
So is it his death you want, or your freedom?
Would you remain bound to a monster? Kralkatorik's fate suggests not.
He was in misery. It was a mercy.
Ah, he's why you fear yourself. Kralkatorik was unworthy of your pity or remorse. And so is my brother.
You know Primordus so well, why do you need the Asura's research?
There are impediments. We are two faces of a coin. We cannot truly see each other. Not directly.
This is between you and him. Fire and ice in opposition. Balance. A prism isn't relevant.
You really don't understand your potential. Your power.
I have the power to heal.
You break, you refract, you reshape. The beauty is the irrelevance. You are altogether new.
I decide my purpose, and it isn't to destroy.
You'd let the beast inflict wounds just so you can heal them?
Don't twist my words. I'm not a child. I will not be manipulated.
He's 4 years old, by the way.
Well, even when you are determined to be contrary, Aurene, it's lovely to speak with you.
That's it? You'll take no for an answer?
I won't force her. That is not my way. I accept your answer. For now.
What do you...
Save it. They're gone. But in case you're wondering, they're not wrong.
I didn't ask your opinion.
Aurene, if there's no other option, will you act? Kill Primordus? Or Jormag, if it comes to it?
I won't need to. There can be no balance if I get involved. Trust me, champion. There will be another way.
Okay, so, do me a favor, pretend we just did the quest we just did. Hang on, I'll give you a second to really put yourself into that mindset. I know it's difficult. Okay, you there? Hang on, you're almost there. Okay. Now that you're there, imagine that, let's see, 3 months pass, okay? With no new content, by the way. That was it. Go do the 3 Dragon Response missions. Okay. 3 months pass. Then...
Just got word there might be some destroyer activity near Ebonhawk. Who do we have there right now?
There must be an allied faction somewhere nearby. I'll see what I can muster.
And I'm in the field of ruin, dealing with what's left of the renegades. I can lend support.
Ah, if I may. A heavily armed Char contingent approaching Ebonhawk with tensions being so high might be a bad idea.
You think tensions are so high they turn down help from their Char allies?
You're not just any Char, Krisha. You're an Imperator. And you'd be the first Imperator to set foot in that city.
Yeah, symbolism, fine. Do they want help saving their city or not?
Okay, Kaz. Why don't you go to Ebonhawk first and soften the ground? Krisha, I'll meet you there.
Oh, how far we've come.
Okay, it's been 3 months. Surely they've updated the format, the approach, style. Surely this is a different type of mission and not just the same freaking thing all over again. No, we're in Icebrood. We're at the end of Icebrood. We're finishing Icebrood today, even if I have to cheat.
Commander, Krisha's securing the postern gate, but it's only a matter of time now.
The destroyers are attacking already? Did you manage to call for reinforcements?
I did, I received word of a number of allied factions in the area.
Yes, but will they arrive in time is the question.
Gotta trust them. But right now, I need to rally the locals.
They don't want to fight? It's their city.
They're just nervous having the Tar Imperator reviving from the inside out.
Tell them they're dumb.
Years since the treaty was signed. How is this still acceptable?
They're on our side, Commander. This is new to them. They just need a little push. Come on, let's muster the troops.
Oh no, I could totally cheat, but not in the way you're thinking. So here's the deal. In about 42 minutes, Dragonstorm is starting. And here's what I'm thinking. One way or another, we're doing Dragonstorm when it starts. And we're just going to call that good. Yeah, we won't get all of them done. 10 is a huge ask. But we'll get a little ways in. I kind of want to reach a specific point, because there's one quest in the middle of all this nonsense that is not a DRM. Oh, by the way, I love that. Dragon response missions, they're DRMs. So of course they're terrible. Oh, Mesbro is definitely the highest viscerality of the classes. I didn't have that opinion until I sat down and really analyzed them all back to back, but no, absolutely. Jesus. These aerial guys just murder me. Hey! Hey! I love how it's always that same thing, too, just to really emphasize. I shouldn't be on my own. I'm just getting murdered out here. No, it's Sabacom! I mean, hi, Sabacom. I definitely have not been talking about how awesome Lufia 1 is. Actually, it did come up a few days ago. I don't remember the context now. Thank you for the sub. Give me a moment. I will jot that down. I will die as I'm typing this. This is her real goal here. 4 Heroes of Light. Weaken Tactics and Mother 3. There we go. And flee, Sabacom. Be free! Honestly, I feel squishy on basically every class I play. I never really feel like I'm in control of my own health. That's true for every class and every spec I've ever played. I know some people are like, oh man, such and such is so tanky. I've never really quite felt that. Now, I know I usually run Berserker, but that's nowadays. Part of the reason I run Berserker is I kind of gave up on tanking. Now, in WVW, it's a little different. But that's players. That literally is different. Where's the turn-in spot? Is it over here? Yeah, whatever. We're done.
Commander, the postern gate's fallen. Fall back. Kaz, where are those reinforcements?
There, the Ebon Vanguard. They'll rally the city.
What's Tamagayaki?
Back underground.
I actually don't remember the term off the top of my head. No, she's not eating Tamagotchi, okay? Come on.
Nice work with the locals. Wasn't sure you'd be able to convince them I was here to help.
They weren't sure what to make of you. A lot of these people spent their lives trying to keep the Imperators out. But actions speak louder than words. And much louder than decade-old pieces of paper.
I'm done squinting at treaties. If they can't see what I'm trying to do with the Char, they aren't paying attention.
They are paying attention. That's why they're fighting with us.
Blah, 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 blah. So, Another thing that I noticed about a lot of the story arc is it's really just racing to try and tie up story threads. Which makes sense, considering this is originally supposed to be the finale of the entire game. And then also makes sense, considering they were forced to go back into this game instead of working on their mobile game. But I digress. I feel like the context for Lufia 1 was that we were talking about the concepts of first games and how much a game can improve or disprove. I'm saying that wrong. It was something about, like, games that are just trash versus games that have potential but don't succeed. And Lufia 1 came into that. Because, like, Lufia 1 didn't score very well. And I have no... Like, I stand by that, right? I earned that. But yeah, exactly. As Mr. Red says, it's the difference between... I think that actually came up with parts of that, too. It's the difference between Donkey Kong Country Show, which has no potential. It's just trash. Versus Reboot, which could have been a great show and isn't. I was also reminded of Lufia recently, and once again, I know this sounds like an insult, when I was playing through FF11. Because FF11 is another good example of a game that clearly has some potential under the hood, and it's almost assuredly been chopped off at the knees. Thanks, Wada. As opposed to an MMO like, say... I'll stick with New World, I think, which is just trash. I had to chew on that for a second to pick an MMO that has no potential at all.
It came from the center of the stronghold!
I mean, I would watch that Saga. Well, we're gonna find out, aren't we, Ross? But for real, yeah, I think you could. Honestly, and I mean this with sincerity, better guidance, that is to say, better signposting, better visual indicators, better rewarding the player for actually paying attention. I think that one change would substantially improve Metroid 1. Oh, I know, all the bosses are like the same frickin' thing. I am. This one's slightly different. Get on the other side. Get on the other side. And that's it. Yeah, get rid of the 30 health respawn problem. Or just give it an actual frickin' save thing, which does get rid of the 30 health problem. And improve the visual signposting, and I think you have a good game. I can prove this, too. I've played Zero Mission. I know Zero Mission changed a bunch, but, I mean, I stand by my statement. I know, Mr. Red, I'm sorry. I do appreciate you. I appreciate all of you for helping me just push through this. I really do. This would be a lot worse without you guys. I know what you meant, Ross. I stand by it. I think Metroid 1 is a game that could easily be really good. I mean, I could say the same thing about Zelda 1, and frankly, Mario 1. Fixing some of the jump physics in Mario 1, changing up exactly where the checkpoints are, slightly better distribution of items, coins, and lives, and completely redo World 8. There you go. Boom. Mario 1 is now suddenly a very good game. Well, maybe very is an exaggeration, but it is a substantially improved game. Zelda 1's a little trickier, but once again, I feel like improved signposting and visual direction would be the perfect way to improve that game. I mean, for those of you not aware, there's a specific dungeon where the only way to enter that dungeon is to burn a very specific bush on one screen. Good luck figuring that out just with the game itself. I haven't touched it yet, so I've become... Honestly, I think we should give a separate negative for this boss. This is just boring. Like, this is actually more boring than the other boss fights. That is hysterical.
Looks like they're retreating for now. Everyone all right?
You know, I learned something today.
At least for another day.
Yeah. They're lucky we were all nearby, or this would have gotten out of hand real quick.
These people trust you, Krisha. You saw how they fought by your side.
You helped. But the Treaty of Ebonhawk's 10 years old. It's time we moved past it.
Moved past it how?
Anyone can tear up a piece of paper, throw the world into disarray. We either trust each other, or we don't.
I think today was a step in the right direction.
Because you see, I learned something today.
But I think you're right.
Jesus Christ.
Thanks, Kaz. Commander.
By the way, this is the same story beat that's been in the game since vanilla. I don't care. I'm not gonna talk to him. I don't care. Let's go. I'm sorry. I can only do so much. See you around, J. Palmer. What's our timer? We got about half an hour left. So why would someone prefer breath to tears?
Commander, anyone on the rotation who could head to Thunderhead Keep?
I'm not too far away. What's up?
Sudden infestation of destroyers, apparently. I think a bit of help is in order.
I can meet you there, Bram.
Great. Look for Miran Skjalken, formerly Priory, now a member of the Bloom. They'll have a better idea of the situation.
What's that? Do another DRM immediately? Yes, please. I actually have 3 answers, believe it or not. I don't agree with any of them, but I can see 3 reasons people would prefer Zelda Breath over Zelda Tears. Reason 1 is Kennex Cow, Zelda's character. Zelda's just so much better of a character in Breath. I obviously did care for her in Tears, but there's no denying that she is, one way or another, better in Breath. Like, she's... for years I've heard people complain about Zelda in Breath, and I've never figured out why. Hell, she has the most character of anyone in that entire game. But I digress. So, reason number 1, Zelda. Reason number 2, durability. I know that sounds strange, but I know there are people who enjoy the... let's call it the frustration of durability. And that pushes them into gameplay styles that they enjoy. I know people who talk like that. I can't say anything else because it's like someone saying, God, I love jamming nails into my eyes. But I have talked to those people and they have explained it as, well, they don't really have the ability to enforce a challenged playstyle themselves, and so they prefer a game that enforces that playstyle upon them. So, that's reason number 2. But reason number 3 was actually the first one that occurred to me. Bram!
Commander.
Last I heard, the Priory had set up an outpost to guard the keep and the forge.
Since Kral Katorik's defeat, these are the lucky few who escaped today.
We had no warning, Commander. Between one moment and the next, the beasts flooded in from every corner. We lost good people. We can't lose this stronghold too. Certainly not to destroyers.
You want us to take back the keep with the injured, the scared, and the unarmed? I don't like our odds. Strength of will and a bit of heart can go pretty far.
Well, then let's lend them a little of ours and get them ready to go back in.
Sorry, I was jotting down some negatives. Apologies. Did we ever get a destroyer weapon packs? I really don't remember. I remember I wanted one forever, but I may have given up on that completely. So the other and final reason I think people would prefer breath is actually very simple. I've noticed a lot of people enjoy a specific game
This is a bad time to be traveling.
because of, how do I put this? Because of vague stuff, like vibes. Some people like a particular game because they just enjoy the vibe it gives them. They don't know or even acknowledge that the game actually sucks in several ways. That there are story issues, or there's gameplay issues, or mechanical issues. But they don't care because they step over that to get to the vibe of it. Now, I actually do understand that, for what it's worth. I don't agree with it, but I do understand that. I cognate that.
Guess we really are the reinforcements.
And yeah, Kingsfield 4, right? Or Suikoden 1. Or, honestly, Elite. Elite Dangerous would probably qualify as that. It's a vibe thing. It's just kind of the combination of everything boiled into the stew makes a very unique scent and flavor.
Destroyers started rising faster than we could beat them back.
Yeah, exactly. Tears has quite a few people in it. A lot of world building, a lot of NPCs, a lot of recurring stories. It's actually one of the better aspects of the story, in my opinion, of Tears, is that it is very clearly post-apocalypse. There are people actively trying to reclaim the world. In Breath, it's a big, empty field. Whether it's a desert field, or a frost field, or a grass field, it's this giant, empty wasteland. And even the music gets across. Again, it's the stew, right? That's why I use that analogy. All the different ingredients all combine to make Breath feel a much more lonely, empty environment. Vibe. And what, don't you, Lydirith? But no, I vibe you, Saga, really. I've said it before and I say it again. I think I'm kind of the weirdo on that. Not really being that much of a vibe gamer. I like good games. Now, there are some exceptions to that, which is why I do understand this concept. For example, the best game in the world that I just don't vibe with, well, I have a phrase for that, it's called coffee. No, I've always been this way, Savacom. Some of you have been around long enough to remember that I forced reviewing into my job because this is what I wanted to do. And I've said several times, I'd be reviewing like this even if it wasn't for my job, even if I wasn't getting paid to do it. Get up. Oh, that's an NPC. Die, NPC. I mean, Blade Tavall in World of Warcraft, right? Blade Tavall just doesn't gel with the vibe of WoW. He'd probably be willing to acknowledge the overall quality of the game, at least modern WoW.
That's a jump.
I'm also a Norn.
But the vibe is never going to click with him, right?
Lots of things can be true at the same time. Read a treatise once that suggested the dragons of fire and ice might be twins.
Oh, sorry. Apparently it's a terrible game. Never mind.
So Jorman claims.
I validate the theory that the only thing that can go wrong is the other.
How's that square with the tale we were told? That the Norn of prophecy can kill Jorman. It makes any sense.
The truth of a prophecy isn't always clear until it's come to pass.
Oh, nice. Congrats, Ross. And good fortune on that. I'm not sure I've ever played a terrible game worse than WoW, actually. Now that I think about it. Oh. Ah, there they are. I mean, usually shipping is outside of the bounds of the game itself, because in my experience, most ships don't have support in the game itself. Actually, 10-2 is a great example of a game that, let's be clear, is actually a good game. But it's cotton candy, you know? Like, I myself, I will quote myself here. FF10-2 is a excellent game that is a political thriller wrapped... It's a cotton candy shell wrapped around a political thriller. There we go. That's how I said it. And I mean that. It's got great world building. It's got excellent characterization. It really established... It's a now what story, which is the kind of story I tend to really enjoy. It really moves the setting forward in several interesting and unique ways. It's also largely optional. There's tons of I know Ross is going to hate me for this, meat on the bones. But there's Brother, there's Riku, and there's a whole lot of Genki Girl. Yeah, the entire opening is such a disservice to the game. I've actually theorized before that the creative staff changed streams in mid-stride when it comes to Final Fantasy X too. Because when I say the intro, I don't just mean that opening cinematic. Really think about the whole intro for a second. So you go through that opening cinematic. Then you have the terrible tutorial. Then you actually have a second tutorial immediately after that. And the whole thing is just... Then you go do your first mission. Except that's a lie. You're still doing another tutorial. Which is also... and ridiculous and stupid. Then... the game actually starts. And the tone instantly shifts. Like that. The next major quest is Waka worrying about being a good father. Because he himself was raised without his parents and doesn't know or have anything to use to base off of that. And so he's scared that he's going to be a bad father for the child and that that child deserves to have a better life in this world. That's where the game actually starts, by the way. Oh, this fight. I hate this fight. Sorry, I just remembered this boss. Yeah, Pax and I duoed this one. Frankly, yeah, Savacom. I think also part of the problem, and I really am putting that in quote-unquotes, because to me, I don't consider it an issue, but I do think objectively it is a problem, is that the overwhelming majority of the meat of FF10-2 is optional. It's very much like, wow.
Those were made for Crocatoruses, not Primordises. Maybe slow it some.
Oh yeah, I do not like this fight at all. God. Oh, Jesus. Okay, hang on. There's the spears. We're doing good damage, at least. Oh, geez, we have someone perma down. Hang on, Mr. Red, I'm coming. Yeah, no, exactly, Ross. The optional stuff in FF10-2 is fully optional, but like, there's so much good story there. Not just gameplay. Story. A lot of the characterization I just praised, a lot of the world building I just talked about, is over in the side quests that are completely skippable. Like I said, it's like WoW. At least how WoW used to be. WoW has gotten a lot better about its MSQ since, well, I'd say since Dragonflight patches. Yeah, they turned Kimahri into an actual frickin' character. Holy crap. Completely optional, by the way. You could skip that entire quest chain. You got this, Ross. I believe. I'd love to know your thoughts when you're done, if you don't mind sharing. I've played FF1 a lot. In fact, I look forward to playing it again soon, hopefully. So you've got a little base to go. Okay. Oh, me too, Linerith. The Blue Dragonflight, in the entire Blue Dragonflight story arc in Dragonflight, is one of the best individual story arcs they've ever had in WoW. I'm sorry. And unlike some other story arcs which have asterisks attached to them, that story arc is just good, top to bottom.
Elementals and destroyers. Commander's never gonna get a clean strike. It's not always the swipe of the claws that's most important in the battle. I'm open to suggestions. The destroyers are calling to you, aren't they? You sense each other. Use that against them. How did you... What? The keep is secure. Many thanks to you, the dwarves.
Oh, that was a lot better than when we two-manned that. That fight sucks.
See destroyers? They'll see us.
It was a pleasure and an honor to fight beside Aurine's champion.
Likewise, Mirren.
Somehow, I don't think this will be the last time. I understand the weight you carry, Erson. And its privilege. The Norn of prophecy. The spirit touched. There's a legacy in your blood and loyalty at your back. Yet none of that matters without heart. So find yours.
Oh, dude. Ismaristar, that quest. Oh. I mean, War Within has several absolute banger quests. Just shockingly good quests. It's up to you, Saga. You're always welcome here, and I think you know that. But it is up to you. Now, we have 14 minutes left.
Commander, we've had a breakthrough. Come back to Radasum as quick as you can. I'm in the Arcane Council chamber.
Okay. Well, normally I'd be cute, but let's just go to Radasum real quick. What's funny is, of all the games I'd want to do a polishing pass of, which I actually hope to do someday, 10-2 might be one of the easiest, because it literally just needs a polishing pass. All of the core ideas, gameplay, and etc. of 10-2 are perfectly fine. Just gonna zip into here really quick. I'm gonna go with yes, Ross. I'm sure it's Savacom's preferred ending too. Just gonna, sorry, adjusting something really quick here, so I can see it better. There we go. Okay.
We'll keep working to see how we can use it to our advantage.
Timetable?
The power readings aren't high enough to wake Primordus yet, if that's what you're asking.
Good enough. Gives us a little time to experiment. Counselors. Commander.
Steelcatcher. What was he doing here?
Defeating Primordus will take more than just a pact, or its commander.
Information is more precious than munitions in this war. Jormag's champion came to receive it. As have you, I imagine.
That link we discovered between the destroyers and Primordus? A feedback loop, amplified by Krauk's death.
Destroyers burn more, Primordus gets stronger, destroyers get more rabid. The effect is exponential. With Ryland's help, we've identified and measured the Ice Dragon's cumulative power versus that of the Fire Dragon.
Jormag and Primordus are polar opposites. The scales should be level, but they're not. Not anymore. Fire is winning.
We need to find a way to cut Primordus off from the flow, or reverse it back to the destroyers.
Or boost Jormag's power to level the field again.
That is a reasonable approach, though I question its wisdom.
Either way, we need more time to understand the nature of the power flow.
Perhaps your Elder Dragon will have some insights, Commander.
Perhaps. Timey, where do you think the destroyers will attack next?
Somewhere near Divinity's Reach in a day or so. Logan's preparing. Ritlock and Krisha are helping him.
Good. I'll check in with Aurene before I head over there.
Oh, right, as Miristar. They really do keep insisting on that.
Everyone fights for something.
We need to have a chat with Bangar.
Bangar? Not Jormag?
I'm wondering if he picked up more about Jormag and Primordus than he realizes.
Whoever's on comms, request immediate reinforcements at Doric's Landing. We're under attack!
The destroyers hit early?
No, Icebrood. Sons of Svanir.
What?
Get over here. We're not ready for this.
Hey, guess what? Guess what? I know this is going to absolutely shock you. But the next thing to do is a dragon response mission. Now hang on. Hold on to something nearby, because the next step immediately after that is to do another dragon response mission. No, it will. We're just gonna chill now. But first, thank you, Doralis, for the sub, as always. And if you'd like to put that up to 3 things, please let me know. So, I'm gonna spoil something for you, okay? Ryland is attacking. And you're probably wondering why. Well, what he does is he runs around and he... Oh, hang on. Hang on. Expedition 33 and ESO. So he's running around freezing all of the civilians, the non-military combatants, in magical ice. You're probably thinking, why? Well, Ryland has concluded that the best possible thing to do is to put them in Jormag's ice, which Primordus apparently cannot burn past. So, eventually, you know, centuries from now, that ice will eventually melt, and they'll all thaw out. At which point, you know, Ryland will be there to help them get out, and he will rule on high as Sultan.
At ease.
This is considered the exact moment at which Ryland betrays us, which I have always found vaguely amusing. Like, that's how he shows his hand. That, okay. Doom Dark Age, I can do that. Doom Dark Age. Or whatever it's called. Because then, we head up north to the Kodan, where we once again have to help the snow and the frozen, and there's the owl spirit who's being eaten. It's understandable from a certain perspective, and it does help to emphasize how alien, I think is the word I want to use, that Jormag actually is.
Give me a report.
Because the next step after that is this one. Where we do a dragon response mission. Try to be shocked. Here we go. So there's this wonderful conversation I'm going to share with you that Aurene has with Jormag. So Aurene says, "Champion, what's wrong?" And we say, "It was horrific. Whole villages of innocent people just frozen mid-step for hundreds of years to come. I don't know what the Arcane Council intended, but what Jormag's doing is obscene." Timey says, and it's working. Both based on both Dragon's energy ratings, the balance of power is definitely shifting. The Council, we got what we wanted. Jormag got what they wanted. We need to put a stop to us. Aurene says, maybe I can persuade the Persuader. Jormag, may we speak? Jormag says, anytime, Grandniece. I told you, I so enjoy our talks. What you and Ryland are doing, the freezing of living things, it needs to stop. Stop? Why? Well, for one thing, you're using corrupting magic. I don't need to tell you how dangerous that is. I've been an Elder Dragon for some time, my dear. More importantly, it's wrong. Wrong. You're dooming these mortals to centuries of darkness, limbo, and who knows what. I confess I do not. What's the point? For all you know, they're in pain and tortured. But their lives are preserved. When they thaw, they'll be in the same condition as when they were frozen. Physically, maybe, but mentally, emotionally? You don't know and you don't care. You need to care. Oh, my dear, I do care. Of course I care. But you've left me no option. Me? Yes, you refuse to help me stop the existential threat my brother poses. What choice, then, do I have but to shift the balance of power by whatever means I can? Your balance that chains me to an animal. No thought, no reason. Imagine my mind bound to, for all of eternity to that. Your balance will kill us all. That's why I need you. You know the prophecy. Only Primordius can kill me. I'll risk taking him head on. So you want me to do it for you? And if I don't... Aurene. Grandniece. I only ever wanted us to be allies. Friends. I still do. I'm not the one putting us on opposite sides. As we leave to go deal with the next Dragon Response mission, Aurene says something as we're leaving. Do they all go mad? Why do they all go mad? Then we do a Dragon's Response mission. So then there's something important that happens. For real. Bram decides that he is, in fact, the Messiah. I know that's shocking because he's been saying it this entire freaking story arc. I am barely joking. So he decides... he becomes Primordius' champion. So for the next several Dragon Response missions, Bram is actually the boss. And the only good thing I'll give this is he's basically... oh, is it just the one? Excuse me, it's just the one. And he's basically, like, insensate. Like, there's no sentience really left in him. He can barely talk, which makes sense. Primordius, right? And at this point, everyone's like, oh my god, what do we do? What do we do? We've got to deal with this. And then there's another Dragon Response mission. I'm not even kidding. There's just another Dragon Response mission. And then there's the Dragon Storm, which we're on right here. So the lead up to the Dragon Storm... hang on, let me find the dialogue here. So the counselors of the Arcane Council actually apologize for being participant to Jormag's schemes. I only mention that because it's shocking. They debate what they're going to do for a while. And it turns out that their big evil plan is actually really, really simple. They're going to change the direction of the ley lines and create a massive trap for both Primordius and Jormag. And they're going to fling the two of them at each other. And that's the Dragon Storm. You'll notice people are already gathering over here. By the way, everyone come on over here. You're going to have to enter an open version of this. A public version. So, I can't drag you in, is what I'm trying to say. It's not open yet. It'll open on the hour. So in about 2 minutes here. This is the finale, by the way. This is the big outro. Now, to my great dismay, I don't think I could properly show off the end, unless this is it. Oh no, that is it. Oh, that's great. Okay, so we're good. The cheating has succeeded. Oh, thank goodness for cheating. Am I right? And yes, it was Blade to All. Yeah, Icebrood is just absolutely all over the place. I don't even know what to say about it. But yes, to answer the question that Blade Taval, I think, kind of hinted at, but didn't really ask. Yes, we are finally going to kill Bram. Bram becoming... The whole idea here, this is why he was right, capital R, by the way, and this is how he was fulfilling the prophecy of destiny, fate, etc., is that he becoming Primordus' champion forces Jormag's champion to the fray. And that forces both dragons to the fray, which forces both dragons to fight each other, which is what we've wanted since Season freaking 2. Any second now.
Ready to deploy to the
Oh, there we go. Okay, pop up, talk to, hit, Dragonstorm, public and private, and then public. And hopefully we'll all get in the right one.
They didn't make things easy. Clear out the
Okay, good news. Looks like we're all in the same one. Perfect. For all of the bile I have spit at a lot of these things, I actually enjoy this one. I don't think it's as good as Dragonfall, which is the one we fought Kralkatorrik. But I still think this one's fun. Gameplay-wise, anyways. It is faster and it is more rewarding, which, by the way, is why you see a ton of people here. This is why there was a line of people just standing at the NPC ready to go.
The area's cleared, Kaith. Bring them down.
We break the champion's connection to the dragons. Then we use that magic against them.
What'll happen to Bram? To Ryland?
If you see something called steak, eat that. If someone puts one down, I don't see one right now.
Nice of you to clear out the trash, Commander.
So there's Rylan, phase 1.
Oh? You look like you're great. All that Jormag energy can't be good for you.
You picked a weak dragon you knew you could control. Coward. I'll show you real dragon power.
Jormag has not yet joined him, champion. You must draw them out.
We're long past excuses, Riley. You made your choice. This needs to end.
So there's a lot going on here and a lot of people, so forgive me for keeping the camera as zoomed out as possible there. We're all probably going to die a few times on this fight, too. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's a lot of noise on this fight. Pax will be fine, because he's insane. He's just flexing all that legendary gear over there. Yeah, stuff like this is why I turned my graphics way down. I have a monster death nuclear submarine, and you can see how much it's chopping here.
Justice.
Let him leave. We can't get distracted.
The engine just can't handle this many objects.
He'll be back. His pride won't let him stay away long.
Wonder where he gets that from. In the meantime...
So there's Bram.
Bram, are you yourself?
That's a no.
Here we fight.
We're not here to kill you. We're here to kill Primordus.
No, we're here to kill Bram.
Primordus.
Honestly, I find that stupid thing over there, the Wyvern wannabe, more irritating than Bram in this fight. Everyone ignores it completely, too, so it just sits there being irritating the whole fight. Good news. Well, I mean, bad news, I guess. You can't actually do this without owning Icebrood. I thought you could for a second, but I realized wrong. So, there's Primordus. He's awake and angry. I should say it. It is awake and angry. And there's Jormag. They're pissed. One thing I do like about Jormag is for all their discussions and manipulations and everything, they absolutely cannot stand Primordus.
We need to destroy the ley line siphons. Do that and we can break the connections to the dragons.
So, you see a ley line thing, break it.
I've stayed my hand before. No more. Today, I obliterate the balance that...
Oh, there's a steak. Steak. Yeah, we don't even see all of his head. It's mostly obscured over there. We see more of her, them, excuse me, than we do of him. It! Oh my god. Misgendering everyone today. Sorry. So then we have to do break damage. That's why everyone's on their turtles. Is to do break damage to that, which breaks them apart. It's the game, Lunaruth.
And the Frozen. They will keep Primordus cowed.
So pick one, go beat him up.
We've got to bring both champions down.
And yeah, we have to bring both of them down. Honestly, I always pick Bram because he's less irritating to fight. And I can go kill Bram.
Same time. One is not enough.
I am currently a turtle, yes.
Ryland and Bram down together.
Okay, I'm actually having trouble maneuvering with this lag. I gotta pop off. Sorry. Sorry, Blade's fault. I do like how most of Primordus... So both of them do attacks. Primordus just kind of rolls its head around, and that causes lava and earthquakes, all kinds of stuff. Like, it's not actually attacking us. It's just there. I don't know. Chat, what do you think? Does Bram deserve to die? Like, there, it's just taking a bite of a giant chunk of magma, and that's the attack. Is the debris from its bite. Jormag over there has far more irritating attacks. They do all kinds of weird stuff like line attacks and this weird sweeping thing, which just is really frustrating if it catches you. It's okay. Soon we will kill Bram, Mr. Red. Soon it'll be over. Oh my god. I got hit by all of those. And... what do we have to do? Like phase 4 at this point? There we go.
Use the prisms now.
Okay.
Are hanging on to dragons.
Everyone come up here. Jump into this thing right here. Use the R button once you get close to it. Like here, when the camera switches. Rinse and repeat. As fast as you can. Looks like we're done with the north one. Let's go do the south one. There we go. Whoa!
Elder dragons. This might take a couple rounds. Stay strong.
I'm just gonna try to get myself up here. So what's happening is after we stun them both, we're using Aurene, who is a prismatic dragon, in order to channel, redirect, and restructure this energy into each of their respective dragon forms. We hit it with them, we hit them with it. I see someone dead around here. Where are they? I don't see them. Where are they? Where are they? There they are. I got your back. I got your back. This is another break step? Yep, okay. I forget what my breaks are on this character. Looks like 5 is. I'm gonna go beat up Bram again, because screw Bram. This is essentially a repeat of the last round. I think the attacks come faster. Don't quote me on that. I'm not even sure. Oh yeah, we're way early on Bram. Hang on, let's go get Ryland. Combat mount. I guess I should show off Ryland because this is so much more nonsense to dodge over here. Yeah, he does moving AoEs, stuns, slows, and half the battlefield gets hit by their ice breath. Yeah, that nonsense right there.
I feel it, champion. The connection's weak.
The prisms are ready to launch you closer, Commander.
Same thing. Pop into thing. Warp over here. As soon as you get over, hit R. Or whatever you have it bound to. Extra button. I just realized I'm about to rebound that.
Stay focused. One last push. For Bram. For all of us.
For Bram!
Champion, help me! There's too much. There's power. It's so wild. Get to the prism.
I'm coming.
Champion, I'm pulling you back.
And... GG. Yeah, we swept that. Alright, you ready for the big finale of the major villain from Guild Wars 1 and from Guild Wars 2 Vanilla? This is it. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed that.
It's done, champion.
They're dead. They're gone. Make sure to get your loot. There can be some very good loot in here.
Make it quick.
I didn't get jack. Oh wait, hang on. Oh, I'm up to 39 memories of Aurene. I believe it's just the big box. You should also get like a thing in your lower right, but yeah, I think it's just the big box. So yeah, that really is it. The end. How many negatives do you think that outro deserves? Actually, we're not quite done yet. Hang on. I would hope... So I hope you guys will help me with one last boss fight. Maybe? I don't know. I'm torn because I don't want to kill him too fast. So Bram's dead, obviously. But we've got one more person to kill. Sorry, I actually saw that question, Disco. But I don't know how to answer it. It's really intended to be just an ephemeral, this is a game I would like to replay someday. Regardless of all other factors and considerations. Like, that's the point of it. Oh, that person is very pink. Look at that. Okay, so then there's this. Yeah, I'll wait for Bax. I'll wait for Bax. Yeah, you just have to go to a bank manually, Blade of all. You can deposit from anywhere, you can withdraw from the bank. Sounds insidious when I say it that way. I agree with you, Mr. Red. It's one of the reasons why it irritates me when people list a character that they don't like as a Mary Sue. Because that's not what a Mary Sue is. A Mary Sue, as you so accurately put it, isn't a character. Well, that's an outfit. Like, we could have had an interesting Bram. I should know. We did. It took a long freaking time to get there. And only really showed up towards the end of Season 4. But there was an interesting character there. Oh god, you're right. Saga. I think it's more like the inverse than the opposite, but I still get your overall point. We're waiting on Pax, if you're wondering. I guess I could go without him. I don't need him for this.
Chopper's ready, Commander.
Anyone on comms? Anyone seen Bram?
Bram's dead.
Haven't found Rylan yet either. If this was the dragons contained...
Do me a weird favor. So, when we get to the boss of this particular thing we're about to do, every 15 or so %, the boss says something. And it's a decent chunk of dialogue. Do me a favor and don't skip past that, okay? The dialogue's really good, and I kind of want it to be heard. So just, everyone, when they start talking, hold back a minute, okay? It'll be really obvious. They'll start talking, and then just like, hold up. And then when they finish talking, and then pull back again, right? Okay.
Bram, there he is.
Oh my god, Bram! He's dead and buried in snow. And naked. Which I think is exactly the way he would have wanted to go. Alright, so, should we crush him with a rock? We could just leave him here, in the snow. I don't think he would mind that, really. We could eat him.
Whoa. How am I not dead?
Yeah, of course he's fine.
How many did we lose?
A lot less than we would have if you hadn't done what you did.
I'm good, Commander. I know I did what I had to do. Just need a second to remember myself.
Are the spirits of the wild still with you?
They kept me from falling off the edge. Wasn't easy. They're gonna need time to recover.
You need time, Bram. To rest. To heal.
You are the biggest hypocrite I've ever met, Commander.
Ryland! Give it up!
Settle down! It's over!
Stay with him. I'll go help Ritlock.
So, I just want to be clear. I just really want to make this fundamentally clear. Bram basically self-rezzed after being killed and then his dragon he was connected to being killed. In that order. No explanation, by the way. No reasoning, no nothing. He's fine. Because he's a Mary Sue. That is the reason. I'm really not making it up. I'm not just using it to insult him. This is just because everyone loves Bram so much that he just gets back up. But no, the actual last boss is Ryland. The other Mary Sue.
It's time to face the Legion's justice, Ryland.
You look like Skrit, Cub. Jormag did a number on you. You're beat. Primordus' champion is lying in the dirt. You don't have a chance.
Yeah, like, we never needed Bram to kick your ass, boy. Alright, pull back a sec. Shocked I had some triggered already. There it is.
You were just a tool. Can't you see? They
No
made...
one made me. I made myself, and I will never be unmade.
If Cinder saw you now, she'd gut you. Your warbands sacrificed themselves for this?
Okay, round 2. I do like this boss music. Back off.
You can still come back. My sire speaks. Like I take the advice of a short-sighted burnout who never had the steel to be imperative. Or a dam who's content to live and die as nothing more than Vanguard's shadow. You're nothing to me. Less than nothing!
I do like his voice acting. I like this whole sequence. That's why I want everyone to hear it. He also is actually a pretty mean fight. Alright, hold back, hold back.
Enough. Sit down and shut up! You had everything. Pedigree, talent, limitless potential.
You never understood.
You're right. I don't. I was never some golden cub. Nobody gave me anything. I had to earn it.
You're just jealous.
I'm ashamed. Ashamed I bore you. Better to have bled you out and spared the world.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Nothing left to prove.
He gave Ryland every chance to do the right thing.
Sometimes there is no right thing. Let's give them time.
I like that sequence, if it's not obvious. Is she? Oh yeah, she is. Not by much. And yeah, Ryland's sword. By the way, I never got to show this off up close. This is the artificial Sahathan. Never Wrecker's beard. I'll never join you. I'm a gamer. Like, well, nobody before me, actually, but...
I tried to contain the desolation, but I could not stop it.
None of us could. Krisha and Ritlock saved the best future for the Char today. The Legions will remember that.
All that power. 2 dragons. How are you feeling?
I felt such a rush of wild magic. But then some of it seemed to just flow through me.
South, you might say.
I don't know.
Wait, you're saying some of it's missing?
We have research
to do.
Alright, let's talk to everyone's favorite character first. So, do you remember everything? Oh, God, none of this is voice acted, is he? I'm not reading any of that out loud. Wait, did you seriously get 3 Mystic Coins? So, picking up the pieces, everything's fine, everything sucks. Let's talk to Gorik. Oh, right. Commander, the magic reading is spiking in the red zone. Our equipment can barely handle it. Whenever an Elder Dragon dies, the magic release wreaks havoc on the natural order, and we just caused 2 to die at once. This requires research. Commander, our friends didn't give their lives for nothing. They brought us one step closer to fixing things. I have to be optimistic, otherwise I'd cry. And I do believe that's it. Oh, I'm wrong. We did it. The battle is done, but our work isn't finished. 2 dragons dying at once. I'm afraid Tyrael will be deeply affected. Nah, it'll be fine. Anyways, the next expansion is called End of Dragons. God, I hope not. I would not wish this upon another Earth. Okay. Mission complete. I saw that glitch. Well, he doesn't even do it. He's just like, no, I'm tired. In fact, let's see his exact dialogue. I'll pull it up for you. His exact dialogue is, I may be exhausted and in a state of perpetual self-loathing right now, but that doesn't mean I can't muster up the energy to knock you on your ass, Commander. Oh man, I can't wait, Wrecker Spirit. Hi, Quack. So, I'm not going to show off that, because I don't care. But, there's one other thing I want to show off really quick. That's right, 6 more dragon response missions. No, it's this. I hope this is voice acted.
Oh, hey, don't mind us, Commander. Just setting up a lab for important Elder Dragon research. Fate of the whole world depends on it. No big deal.
Is this really the best location?
Well, if we're investigating the dragon cycle, we should be near a dragon, right? There aren't too many Elder Dragons left in the world, so Aureen's our only bet.
I guess you're right. But we could have a more robust laboratory at Radasum.
If you're wondering what these are, back in the lead up to End of Dragons, every week, month, I don't know. It was a long gap. Like, I want to say 10 months or something like that. These would update with a new cutscene, because Goric and Timey were physically here. They're obviously not now, but I can still play the audio for you. Speaking of which.
We can always use more data to isolate commonalities among the Elder Dragons. Find a pattern. You fought them for years, Commander. Inside your memories could be clues to the dragon cycle.
Ooh, do we get to poke around in the Commander's head?
I was thinking we could use the scrying pool to help the Commander relive the memories of these past years.
Oh, that's ingenious, Goric.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, then I have no idea why they're not here for me. I figured they were just gone. Whatever.
Commander, thanks for all the help with the whole recollecting your memories thing. It's been illuminating. We've got lots more data than we'd have otherwise.
I'm learning a lot about you before we met. Scarlet affected so many lives across Tyria.
Yeah, she did. Boy, don't meet your heroes, huh? Kate's also grown a lot since then, huh? But I guess we wouldn't have Aureen if she hadn't, taken the egg.
I noticed Flunt didn't change at all.
I know, right? He's the worst! Anyway, keep at it, Commander.
You've been busy, Commander. Loads more data. Tons for me and Timey to sift through.
Speaking of busy, I heard someone other than us has been looking into dragon research. Rada Novus, the Crucible of Eternity, the Dermont Priory. Someone's snooping.
Science is the universal exploration of knowledge, and open to everyone, Timey.
Yeah, well, I don't like it. It feels sneaky.
We're holed up in a makeshift lab in the Eye of the North, miles from civilization.
This isn't makeshift. It's a very respectable, humble lab, thank you very much. If this place is good enough for Aureen, it's good enough for us.
We're in the company of Snargle Goldclaw.
I'm not mad about it.
I'm getting back to work, Commander. That was... yeah. I miss him. A lot. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. Blish always looked after me. He was my big brother. Yeah, I really miss him.
Goric?
Well, I have more friends now.
Blish would be proud of you.
You think so? I hope so.
When did Goric become a good character? Good lord. It's so weird going back and seeing his Inquest days, because he's just an ass there.
Commander, can you believe the nerve of some people? Someone broke into my lab at Radasum, made a huge mess! Huh, you think it was Flunt again? I bet it was Flunt again.
Wait, you didn't tell me this.
Because I didn't want you to worry. See? Eye of the North was the right choice for the lab. If I'd been working out of my lab, I could have been kidnapped. Or worse.
Don't say that. That's horrible.
I'm fine, Goric. I know you'd protect me if anyone came after us here. Well, you and Aureen. Anyway, Commander, thanks for the new data.
Who do you think Kralkatork was referring to as mother?
Probably his mother.
Do Elder Dragons have mothers?
Aureen does.
No comment, but you can tell where this is going.
Commander, can you believe the nerve of some people? Someone broke into my
Oh,
lab.
I'm sorry, that's a repeat. Sorry. Sorry. No. 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 Run. Run. I got a zone. I got a zone. It's the only way. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Okay, we're good. We're good. Whew. And that is Icebrood. Now, I made a point of doing some of the calculations off camera, and some of the audit off camera. If you haven't got your guess in, this is a good time to do it. Because, you know. Anyways, so, let's see here. Let's pull this up, y'all. Let's get killed by Colgrim there. And Blade Chaval, who are both trying to kill me as hard as I can. Pax is just like, nah, I don't need to kill him. I do that every day. Okay, Icebrood, Icebrood. If he dies, he dies. Okay. God, that is a lot of negatives. Just... Oh, is that the fist? No, that's not the fist. What is that? That's not what I would call a gavel. That's a... I don't know what to call that thing. Death thing. Is what we're going to call that. Why do you have a death thing? Yeah, that makes sense. Who, Mr. Red? Actually, real answer, I don't know. If they ever do anything with them, I'm not aware of it. Keep in mind, I haven't played the two most recent expansions, but to my knowledge, nothing. 3. And then 7. Jesus. And then 4. Yeah, that's his fate. Voiceless in a cage. Have fun, buddy. Oh, we should, yeah. Let's get a picture over here by Bangar. I think that's appropriate, don't you? Get that guy out of the shot. There we go. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Group hug, group hug. If you feel like it, you don't have to. Tabulating a little bit here. So that's... Go up, overrolled MSQ. Overworld. And MSQ. Is there one? Oh, hang on. Let me try to get packs in here. I have to... hang on. There. Nope. Need to tilt it a little bit. There. That'll have to do. Ah! Shoot. Hang on, we're getting photobombed. One still. Still. Just wait for this person to leave. 7 additional negatives there. That's awesome. Okay. Oh, wow. That does not look good. Hey, Giga. How you feeling? Hopefully better? If not, we have to have some words, aren't we? Has that person left yet? No, of course not. Someone say something when he leaves. I'm trying to... Oh. Okay. Gonna take the shot before I lose it. I'm doing the audit right now, Giga. Yep, it sucks Bram's dong. How literal do I mean that? There's only one way to know. Of course, Giga. I'm trying to get Pax on the shot here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let me go ahead and grab these. It's divided by regions, Linear, but to my knowledge, there's only 2. I guess that's 26. Europe, or I guess the United States, and everyone else might actually be a better way to phrase that. B5. Oof. Hang on, Giga, hang on. Here, Giga. I'll go to my usual hangout spot. Surely you'll be here. Oh, whoops. I mean, that's actually the norm, Saga. There she is. Now, let's see this outfit. I recognize that chest. I've seen it on a lot of people. Oh, the color on the backpack is legit. I do like that. Well, first, he gets back up with no explanation, Saga. And then he leaves the narrative. I mean, he doesn't literally leave the narrative, but he has stopped being relevant. 22. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people in that chest piece. This one, the one that's like leaves on one, leaves on one side, leaves on the other, like that. I like that shoulder too, the energy circle thing going on. Trying to get it. There you go. Elemental Harmony. Well, it's better than my Elementalist managed. Although I don't have that backpack. Oh, yeah, Savakam. He's definitely not evil now, I think. Yeah, we'll go with that. I mean, he stopped being relevant, so who knows, really. Oh, you didn't win, Giga? I'm sorry. So, let me go ahead and do the boring part of the audit. And by that, I mean the non-boring part of the audit. Hey, look. We found him. Bram has re-entered the narrative. You probably can't read that, but that pig's name is Evolved Bram. Bram has entered a new phase of his existence. Oh, yeah. Damn it, I'm stupid. Trilobites are delicious, Disco. Oh god. Who will win, the pig or the fish? You know, Blade has a Cecil outfit, which is actually pretty cool. See the camera over here so you can see it better. Or not. Yeah, whatever, I give up. I'm sorry, what's the question, Lenareth? I have no memory of missing a question of yours, so I probably have... Sorry, I have no memory of not answering a question of yours, so I've probably been missing it each time. Yes, Linnerth. It's right here. I know you can't see it, but that's it. Kaineng. Kaineng. By the way, yeah, it's the same city. It's been through a couple things, but it's the same city. Man, I just realized I'm too close to this stupid thing. There we go. Okay. Oof. Safe from the crowd. Not literally, no, Lenareth, but most of the zones in Guild Wars 2 were also in Guild Wars 1. Most, not all. Like Maguma, the Circle of Fire, everything about Old Ascalon, blah, blah. Oh yeah, Mr. Red needs to res people. Forgot about that. Sorry, Mr. Red. I would have helped you out earlier if I'd thought about it. How many do you need to do? We will all die for you. Really, Wreckersbeard? So, forgive me, but I prefer Guild Wars 2's version. Like, I get the complaints. I've actually heard several complaints. Oh. Someone asked if I like honey. Behold, honey bread. It smells good, too. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna put this right here so I don't lose it. But yeah, I've heard the same thing. No, not at all. And I don't know. I will decide when we get there as far as specifics, but like in generics, I prefer the new, well, I don't want to spell too much, but the more jade look, you know? Like, I think it looks gorgeous myself. Oh, Mr. Red's done. You can stop killing yourself, Giga. Poor Giga. Oh god, it's Bram! It's Bram! Only one thing to do with Bram. Alright, Bram, come here. I need to turn you into bacon. So do you see this series of story arcs, Linerith? This one down here, the third from the bottom? That's it. We haven't gotten there yet, for a bit of perspective. No. Mr. Red is Mr. Dead. Depends on how you count them, but as I'm counting them, that's 1, 2, 3... Expansion 5. Okay, so that's it for story. Let me double check gameplay really quick. I don't think there's going to be much here. Oh, neck. I actually don't know, Linerith. I would not know. In fact, I am the wrong person to ask that because I basically do not see the same website that you see when I go to buy things. By the way, you can just skip all the previous stuff and just buy End of Dragons. I'm sorry, Riker's Beard. Well, go kill 100 enemies, Mr. Red. Do it. Kill them all. Absorb their souls into frost. I mean, whatever the name of your sword is. I'm almost done. I don't anticipate too much. For once, we skipped the grind negative. Correct, Linerith. That's true. There's also a really big sale right now on Steam, I think. I don't know if it's true on the website. By the way, real quick PSA. If you have the Steam version of the game, buy stuff on the Steam version. If you don't have the Steam version, do not buy Steam stuff. They do not cross-connect, okay? That is really important. I already know people who have bought one when they wanted the other, and they've gotten a useless key. So do you want something like super edgy, Mr. Red? Because you could be like, bloody death, hell death. Yeah, pretty much exactly like FF14. Oh my goodness. Hey, everyone. What do we think of the replayability of Icebrood? How do we feel about that? How anyways. Moving on. I mean, Dragonstorm is a meta. The fact that it's in an instance doesn't change the fact that it's a meta. The event timer even keeps track of it like it is one. Okay. Let's do some math, shall we? I want to guess how long that was. Keeping in mind we did actually skip a few dragon response missions, thank God. But I actually added to the timer to accommodate the time lost from not doing them. So... it's actually longer than Heart of Thorns. I'm a little shocked by that. Wait, no it isn't. No it isn't. I'm sorry. No, yeah, no it isn't. I'm an idiot. It's pretty close to Heart of Thorns. 16.25 instead of 16.65. Let's see. Gameplay. Oh, jeez. This isn't great. And then... Oh, yeah. Well, it's not as bad as vanilla. So let's see. Let me get this into a nice digestible format here. Story. -11. That's about right. It's not as bad as it could be because there were still occasionally good moments or good sequences or whatever. That is 0.68 negatives per hour and a ratio of 41.27%. None of that is good. Gameplay. -18. That's actually not as bad as I was expecting, to be quite honest with you. In fact, let me double check that number. Is that right? Hang on. Let's double check our numbers here. No, that's right. Wow. That's okay. Back over here. So, -18. That is -1.11 an hour. Ouch. And 15.38% ratio. Ouch again. Giving us our final bronze number of... Drum roll, please. In hindsight, that number makes sense. Where's the guessing game? Here, let me see who won. Let me see who won. Yeah, that's... Colgrim wins by guessing the lowest. I'm just gonna give that away. So that's going towards Dragon Age 4, Divinity Original Sin 1, and Alien Shooter. So, boop. Gonna do that. Honestly, like, for as much as I've been complaining, you might expect it to be lower than it is, but no, this actually makes perfect sense. The final bronze number is -62.52. It is not good. It's not terrible. And that's true. Like, Icebrood, the biggest problem with Icebrood is it kind of meanders, and it's just unpolished. There's some decent core meat to it. As we were talking about earlier, Bram is someone who could have been an interesting character. Rylan is someone who could have been an interesting character. The idea of really fleshing out the Char, their backstory, and the now what story for them is interesting. Jormag is fascinating, and they could have done so much with them, and I like how they presented Primordus. But the problem is, all of it was just kind of terrible. The execution was not there and was constantly being fumbled by everyone involved. It felt like everything needed 2 or 3 more polishing passes in order to pull it up to acceptability. If it makes you feel a better, Mr. Ed, I only have like 3 toys. For perspective, by the way, that is our 3rd worst scoring expansion. It is surpassed by Burning Crusade and Guild Wars 2 Vanilla. Jeez, how many negatives did Bram himself get? That's a good question. Why don't we find out? Give me a second. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22... That's it. 22 negatives for Bram. And since, as I already spoiled, Bram is effectively leading the narrative, that's it. That actually is, I believe, the third most negatives we've given a character. The Sister of Takuma... Yeah, I know, Pilgrim, but, like, we're not going to give any more negatives, right? I hope. The Sister of Takuma was 40-something, and the Jailer was in the 70s. I think. I know there were both more. So, the Bram is officially our third worst character that we've ever reviewed, regardless of MMOs. And you know, I stand by that. I really do. The quantity of exposure kind of pushes it up there. The Jailer was cheating. When you're a character that literally destroys an entire narrative of a franchise, not just the game you're in, that's awful, right? Like, that's just terrible. Anyways. Okay, so... tomorrow we're going to go ahead and start up End of Dragons. We're not going to be doing it with this character. Heck with that. I'm not 100% sure who we'll do it on yet. We might have our last Jennifer Hale outing, and then we might finally switch to our Char. I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but tomorrow we're going to do that. Right now I'm going to try to get out of the blistering heat, and I will see you all next time.